going to use this. Ah!
1,000 words ain't enough to define the body of, yeah. Got a look and she wants it back. She's firing up that body up, yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? I posted a poll on my Instagram, and most persons voted for me to talk about finding your purpose. Honestly, it takes some time to figure out your purpose. You have to go through some things to understand what it is that you really came on this earth to do. And in a lot of cases, we ask God to help us to find our purpose. And I think His way of helping us to find our purpose is honestly through taking us through different things, whether it's going to school, college, dropping out, being in relationships, failing at those, and failing at many other things, and also accomplishing some things so you can kind of like understand what your gifts are and what your gifts are not. But if you are new to my channel, thank you for coming to my channel, clicking on this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, those persons that have been subscribed, you know, the 12,000 of y'all, thank you so much. And I hope you guys have your notifications turned on, because I want you guys to really be in touch with me and see when I upload a video, you know what I mean? Anyhow, let's get into the video. I'm going to do my makeup today while I talk to you guys. I never did this before, so I feel awkward. Okay? Awkward. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do my brows. So what I like to use on my brows is CHIT Brow Power. And this is really good. I got this in a BoxyCharm box, I believe. And I wrote down some notes. So I want to give you guys like a timeline of my life. You know, if you watch my get to know me video, you know I'm 27 and I'm from a small island in the Bahamas called Harbor Island. It's a part of Eleuthera, and Harbor Island is about 3 miles long, 2.5 miles wide. Hopefully I'm getting those right. Very, very small. Came from a school with about 300 students, and it was an all-age school, so from grades 1 to 12. Me growing up on the island was a positive, and it was also a con, because me as a creative and a person with like really good creative skills, I wasn't able to really tap into that as early as possible. I came from a family, a very small family, mommy, daddy, marriage, sister, one sibling, which is my sister. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times that when I was younger, in high school and so forth, I started to live through them. Meaning not that I didn't want to graduate high school, be in the top of my class. I wanted all those things for myself, but I also did it because of who my parents were, and I had to make them proud. So I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro Concealer, but it's more in a thingum form, so it's thicker. It gives you more control when concealing your brows. I went into college and my major was mathematics. I chose that major, one, because I was good at math in high school. I wish that I had more options. That way I would have been able to pick better, know what I liked better, and stuff like that. So with me choosing that degree or that major to study, I found out quickly that, one, college was not for me. Okay? I would just go to school, complete my class for the day or classes for that day, and quickly go home and rush home, and I'll do all my homework home. Hardly ever wanted to be in the library. If I had to do like a group project or do some in-depth research, it would be hard for me to like want to stay, you know, on the campus. That was the number one reason I and probably because I'm also an introvert, I wasn't entirely into college like that, because college is more like a social life. Everyone is hanging out, everyone is enjoying themselves. I felt awkward, I guess, coming from the island. I still stuck with it for about 2.5 years. It's not really what I want. By the way, I have on clothes. It's not what I really want, but hey, let's just do this. Let's just stick with it or whatever. I'm gonna now prime my face with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. I got this in another boxy charm, and it's a full-size product, and it's really good because I have dry skin. After I found out that that's not what I wanted to do, I stopped school. Didn't tell my parents that I 100% stopped, and I wasn't comfortable with telling my parents that I did not want to be in college. So what I did on my own was I found a job, which really wasn't my passion either, but I wanted to make this money. I wouldn't suggest for anyone to not complete college because it is important. I could have been a lot more further in life if I had. However, if I would have tapped into my creative side a little bit more early, then I would have also been a lot more further. When I stopped school and I started working, of course I got into a relationship. At that point, of course I was still working in the relationship. Still wasn't as 100% happy as I could have been. So that was a relationship that I left. I knew that wasn't for me. I knew I wasn't happy, so I like I said, I left. From I started college, I was always into hair, always into makeup, always doing something, always switching up my hair into weave all the time. Always did my hair at home. I never really went to the salon ever. That is one of the signs at the time that I knew, hey, I like doing hair, I like doing makeup. But what I don't like is a lot of people. Meaning I don't like large crowds. I am an introvert. And then I didn't like being on the schedule of others. Meaning I didn't like doing hair for a living, because at 6 o'clock when I got off from work to do this person's hair, I wasn't on a run. Some days I was tired. I was like, you know what? I feel like doing it. I like doing hair, but I didn't want to be at the demand of anyone. Now I'm going to use my Super Stay Foundation in Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in Warm Coconut 356. And moving on from that, I got into my second relationship. I was like, you know what? This shadow living is not for me. I was always on social media, in photos, we'd go places. I'd never be the one to talk because I'm an introvert. I wasn't entirely happy in that situation. There were some things we both could have worked on. And honestly, that relationship, and I asked, actually in the poll, I asked, would you like me to talk about my breakup or how I got over it, or me finding my purpose? And the thing is, both of those went hand in hand. Honestly, I feel like I found my purpose when I left that situation, or when that situation got really, really rocky. Honestly, God has a lot to do with me finding my purpose, and it's because I know for a fact that when it got to the lowest point in the relationship, like say the third lowest point, like that third year, I was home. When I get home, I would be literally crying to God if we got in an argument, crying to God for God to like take this person away from me. And it got to that point because I know I wasn't having good relationships with others because of this situation. I was consumed by that situation, always around their family, always doing their thing. Never did anything that I wanted to do. It was always in the shadow of him. I'm gonna keep it 100 in this video. And that is a mistake that I think a lot of women, I don't see men particularly do that. A lot of women tend to ride their mate's wave in terms of do what they want to do, go where they want to go, adjust themselves to fit their image, meaning you're going to dress how they want you to dress. You want to go in the places they normally go, even though that's a place where you ain't want to go. Even if it's just a little bar where I hanging out having a little drink on a Friday night, it's like, I knew if it was me, I probably won't be here. You know what I mean? If it was me, I would not be at this bar because that is not where I like to hang. I would prefer to go somewhere else. And it was never, and when I started to do that, like go in places where I would go, is when it truly, 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 truly got rocky. When I started just doing me. For that, I know I did not know my purpose because one, I accepted things that I would not have accepted before. For example, I accepted cheating, I accepted the drama, I stayed throughout a lot of crap. In all honesty, you get to a place of full depression, and that's why I'm very sensitive to people who are depressed and people who say they are, because it does exist, because I was in that position before. I wish that I would have left from the first incident occurred, but I'm not gonna sit here and regret and think about those things over and repeatedly about how I should have, because honestly, all of that helped me to find my purpose. Because if it didn't happen, it would not have broken me down. It would not have put me in that position, you know what I mean? I would not have been searching for like what I really want to do in life. And I'm not gonna sit here and say, hey, that person did not have any opinion or part in me having my YouTube channel, because they did. I asked the question, I was like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel, what you think? And they was like, sure, you should. Because honestly, I was always doing hair, always doing their family's hair, always doing my family hair, friends' hair. I used to sell hair one time ago and still wasn't happy while I was doing it. So it was like, what is it that I can do? And I've been watching YouTube for years, like Little Pumpkin Pie 05, when Jackie Aina name was that. I've been watching YouTube. And it was like, why didn't I start it? Probably because in the Bahamas, we don't have many people that are successful on this platform. So I was a little afraid, I guess. And then because I was also an introvert, never really did. I was always on social media, but I wasn't into the following, making sure my picture's right. Every time I go out, I would have had to take a photo, all of that. I wasn't on that run. That wasn't really me. I really depressed. God, could you take this person away? Can you take us away? Because it was more stress than happiness and more arguments than laughter. And honestly, as much as my heart was in that place, when it was time to let go, I had no choice but to. I had no choice but to let that go, because I think that was just God answering my prayer. I was doing like a process of elimination in my head, but I still wasn't happy what it is that I want. And and I'm gonna mention my full-time job that I do now. I'm a banker. I'm a banker because I'm good at it. I'm really good at what I do. Anything that I do, I try to perfect it. I try to give off A1 work at my full-time job. So of course, I'd want to give A1 work even on my YouTube channel. So when I started this, I'm like, you know what? This is what I like to do. I don't have to be around people while doing my videos. I can be in the comfort of my home editing my videos. This is something that I really want to start. As scared as I was, y'all, listen to me. I was so scared. But I was like, you know what? Let's try something else. And it wasn't only the makeup and hair part, but when I decided to go natural and I did my first bake chop, because I baked chop before, that was that part where I knew, hey, I think I need to start this channel and actually be serious with it. I'm gonna use now my LA Girl Pro Concealer to highlight. Y'all, this foundation looks so good in person. I hope it looks as good on camera. My co-worker put me onto this because this looks so good on her. When I got like about 25, 26, it was at that point where I was like, Muddos, what the hell I doing with my life? Is there something that I can do that will make me happy, where I could be in my little comfort zone, you know, and still do what I like? And well, of course, vlogging is one of them, where I could just be behind my camera and post content and answer people on social media. That way I don't have to face them in person. What I had to realize was get uncomfortable to tap into purpose. You know what I mean? You have to get uncomfortable. It have to be uncomfortable nights, whether it's sleeping, you're trying to get your degree, or it's just total uncomfortable situations that you probably never was used to doing in the first place. For example, being on social media, showing my edges, doing things like that. But when I first bake chopped, I was still in an uncomfortable place, and I think that's why I wasn't able to go forth or go on with my natural journey at the time. You know, when I really knew that this was my purpose, when I got on social media and I started to post my content, And I felt good with the replies that I was getting. Not because the video went viral, if or anything good like that happened, but you know, when the relationship what I was in was completely over and people around me saw it, like all of my friends was like, Thea, like my friend Miko, he was like, Thea, babe, I see a whole different side of you. Like even in person, you seem more happy. And it wasn't even the relationship that was completely over that made me happy. The relationship being over gave me more time to sit home and film. I didn't have time. I didn't have to attend to anything else, nobody else but work on my craft. On God, like now, like, and then back. I'm probably all over the place with this. Get ready with me, but back to the part where I was saying like I was living through my parents, then I started to live through that relationship and not really focusing on me and what I wanted to do and where I was most happy. I wish that I would have tapped into this a bit early, but nothing before it's time, like the old people say, nothing before it's time. I wish that a lot of times we as younger women, I wish that we, and I'm setting my face with the Sasha Buttercup, I wish we as younger women would stop exploring relationships so much and focus on us. And I don't know if you guys saw the meme where you see that your 20s are for self-growth and focusing on yourself and doing what you're supposed to do for you, not relationships and so many other people. And honestly, that would be one of my biggest, I wouldn't say it's a regret, but lessons. To focus on yourself, focus on what makes you happy. And I'm not saying be a selfish brute, because selfishness is what caused that relationship pretty much to end, really and truly. And be selfish with what you really want to do, the environments that you are in, people that you are around, who you're living through, and be true to what you want to do in life, babe. Because if I had a choice, I would be doing this long time. So I'm using MAC's Blunt to contour, and my powder is my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Tan. That's what I'm using to set my face. I think so. The way that I tapped into purpose was mainly because I started to focus on self. Stop living through relationships and satisfying people, always being the one, being the giver, never the receiver, always giving, adjusting your schedule to people's time. Be selfish with yourself. Give yourself that time to heal. Give yourself time at home to, if you feel like staying home one night, don't move just because everyone else moving. You know what I mean? I think that's a really, really big thing for me. And a lot of times, like, we do things so often, we don't even realize where we messing up. Now I'm gonna use this palette, the BoxyCharm and Pure Cosmetics that came in my BoxyCharm. I think you guys should all subscribe to that subscription because it's lit. And I'm gonna use this color in the palette, and I'm gonna use that as my transition color because we're gonna do some color today. So I put that on and I buffed that out with my Sigma tapered blending brush, concealer, my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I'm gonna do a cut crease. We're gonna take that same brush that I did my brows with, and I'm going to cut my crease. I also wanted to say that after you've been doing the same thing for so long and nothing seems to be working, do your research. There's so many different other career paths that you can choose. It doesn't have to be the typical career path that you really want to do, you know, and it will fit the needs of who you are as an individual, whether it be introverted or anything like that. And honestly, in that relationship, when he walked away, it put me in a position where I had to understand that, wait, listen, and it don't make no sense. You here living through people, you always doing what people wants you to do, and these same people could turn around and kick you in your hip. These same people could turn around and kick you in your hip. And not only family, but families do it too. But those same people who you've been living through for so long are the same people who gonna find their purpose and do what best suits them. So what you're gonna do? Continue to live through these people, or continue to do what these people want you to do, rather than doing what you want to do for yourself? I mean, it's hard to make it. Sometimes it's hard to even make that decision. So why you living through these type of people? And I can bet my bottom dollar it ain't gonna be happening no more. I'm gonna be doing what I want to do, what I like to do. You know what? I'm gonna do like this peachy, shimmery color from the same palette. So in a lot of cases, you can't be sitting in toxic situations and not deciding to do what's best for you. And when I started to do me, where I wanted to hang out, the things that I wanted to do, and that's how you know that that's a situation that you really didn't need to be in. And I was goddamn happy they left, because now it gives me time to stay home and vlog, stay home and talk to you guys. As much as I feel like staying home and talking to you guys, I can do that. I don't have to be moving on anyone's time. Now I'm gonna go back in with that darker pink that I used for the crease, and I'm gonna just go back over that. I'm not happy, and you get to that lowest point of crying your eyes out, and you like, God, please, 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 like legit puffing and puffing, crying. You know you at that point where you need to like walk away from situations. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use the same color in the corner. Yeah, when you get to that point in your life and you start crying to God, and you like, mothers. When you crying to God and you're at that lowest point in your life and you asking God to remove people out of your life, and next you know, boom, they out your life. And you be like, what's going on here? Jesus, Lord just gone and took that person away from me just like that. Yes, he took him away just like that. He took them away just like that. Specifically because they ain't for you. Specifically because he wants you to tap into your purpose, and that person blocking you from your purpose. Those people were blocking you from reaching or getting to know your purpose. So I'm using my setting spray Mario Pedescu, and I'm gonna go back in with this Maybelline Master Fix. So I put on my lashes, and she's blinking, but I just put liner on my waterline, and liner on my waterline. I didn't do any wing liner, and then my lashes, I didn't put anything on top. My Ofra blind the haters. Put this on my nose. It gets your nose shining. You see that? Yeah, boy. And I'm gonna highlight like right in there. And it gives me a good feeling to be able to sit here, do vlogs with you. I'm gonna use this liquid lipstick that I had for a very long time. It's Kat Von D's LUV Love Everlasting Liquid Lipstick. Hopefully this isn't like dried out, because this is like a pretty color. And when I say God is so good, I'm so happy that when I asked, I received. I'm so happy that, and honestly, you may not feel like God is answering your prayer. You might feel like, do I even exist? Do I even exist to God? But trust me, you ask and you act on it and you just start, anything can happen and everything. As you can see, I'm not really trying to close my mouth, and everything will fall in line. See, I wanted to bring it together because it's kind of bright. But what I'm happy about, especially in 2018, is that I walked into this year on full happy mood. Like full happy mood. Now I'm going to take off my band. And what's a good trick for this is too, you can take your beauty blender and kind of like, I didn't do my edges or anything, and kind of like blend all this in. And or like, I don't even know if I finished that part, and I was telling y'all, like, all my friends was like, Dia, oh my God, I can see how happy you are, how fulfilled you seem doing this. And honestly, it is very fulfilling to tap into your purpose. I'm happy to have tapped into that, and hopefully it takes me far beyond my expectations, you guys. Far beyond my expectations. So you gotta stay prayed up in your journey. to fulfilling your purpose to to its maximum capacity, and you don't want to stop it. You don't want to, because you're gonna feel discouraged in a lot of things, and even in your purpose, God didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this purpose. I'm gonna give you this gift to just not give you any tests along the way. You will be tested." So that is something that I always would like people to understand. Not because you found your purpose means you won't be tested. I posted also a review on these locks, and it is on my channel. I'll put it in the cards above because these are freaking bomb. Jesus, they look good on camera. I hope I got and I touched on some things that you guys really wanted to know, really wanted to hear and understand. It's like I say, it's levels. It's things that you have to go through to understand why, to understand how, and it all prepares you for your purpose. It prepares you for your purpose. Girl, y'all don't know. Your gift will make room for you, whether it's on yourself or whether it's on others. When people message me and tell me how much of an encouragement I am for them in their natural hair journey, y'all don't understand how good that makes me feel. And it's beyond just doing the hair and the makeup. It's like the influencer side of it. I would like people to be encouraged and feel like they could take over the world with their kinky hair. You know what I mean? That's how I would like people to feel when watching my videos. It's not only about the tutorial, but it's about your inner self, you know, and how you would feel wearing your natural hair, not just going natural because it's a trend, but because, hey, I'm natural. I love who I am. I love my hair. I love my skin. I love my face. I love my features. You know, people like me, I have different features that some people don't understand and will never think that I'm beautiful, but it's all up to you, baby. It's all up to you. See you guys later. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down below if you really love how my makeup turned out, if you like getting ready with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you guys who are new, and thank you guys who are old and been rocking with me. Bye, guys.
But you can never walk alone. But you can never walk alone. On the way to being free.